today we're going to look at balancing chemical equations. We have an equation right here. First thing we want to do is identify each element and how many we have of each element. Draw your line. We start off with carbon on both sides. I have one carbon over here, one carbon over here. We always do our hydrogens and oxygens last. Hydrogen, we have 4 over here. The subscript of 4 indicates 4. We have 2 hydrogens over here. Now we will do our oxygens. Oxygens, we have 2 over here on the reactant side. The product side, we have 2 here, 1 over here, 4, 3. Now, we balance out. We have 1 carbon over here, 1 carbon over here. This is balanced on the carbons. The hydrogens, we have 4 over here, 2 over here. So it looks like we need to get 4 as the least common multiple if we can. You see right here we have 2 hydrogens over here. We add a 2, which will give us 4 hydrogens. Now, on the oxygens, that's changed up. So now we've got 2 oxygens here plus 2 oxygens there for 4 oxygens. We can look over here, the least common multiple would be 4. And we have 2 oxygens here. We can put a 2 in front of this, making 4 oxygens. So therefore, this equation is now balanced. Okay, let's work another problem together. We will do the same steps we did earlier. We will identify each element and the number of each element as well, how many we have of each one. Drawing the line again, we will separate reactants and products. We have aluminum on both sides, which is your Al. We have 1 aluminum right here. We have 2 aluminums on the product side. Oxygens, we have 2 oxygens on the reactant side. On the product side, we have 3. In this case, we will go on and balance our aluminums. The least common multiple is 2. So we can put a 2 in front of that, making us have 2 aluminums. Very simple. Oxygens is a little bit more challenging. We have 3 of them. We have 2 of these over here. The least common multiple is 6, so we want to get the 6 on the oxygens. So we'll start over here. We'll add a 2, which will give us 6 oxygens, but that changes our aluminums. We're going to probably have to go back and redo our aluminum counting. So let's put 4 aluminums on the product side to keep up with it. The options to get 6, we can do that. 3 times 2 is 6. We have 4 aluminums over here, so therefore the aluminums are not balanced. Easy solution right here in this case, since you have 2 separate ones, and we'll actually erase. We will have 4 aluminums by putting this here. As you see, this equation is now balanced. All right, let's do one more final example together before we let you start doing some on your own. Again, we're going to break it down. I always like to do the hydrogens and oxygens last. So as we set up the reactant and product side, I'm going to start with the sulfur, which is S. we have one sulfur over there. As you have in parentheses, you have a 2 right here, so it's going to be 2 times whatever. So that's understood 1. So the sulfurs in this case will be 2. Next, I want to do lead. Lead is 1, and lead is 1 over here on the product side. Now, let's do our hydrogens and oxygens. On the hydrogens, we have 2 over here. That's understood 1 inside the parentheses, so 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 2 is 6 hydrogens. Over here, we have 2 hydrogens in that place. Oxygens, we have 4 over here. That's understood 1 inside the parentheses, so 1 times 4 is 4. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. This is understood 1 over here on the water. The oxygen with it is 1. Inside the parentheses, 2 times 4 will be 8. So we'll have a total of 9 oxygens. So, the first thing I would do is to balance out the sulfurs. So we're going to put a 2 here. 2 is the least common multiple in this case. But it changes up the composition of the hydrogens and oxygens on this side. Okay, so now we have 2 times 2 equals 4 hydrogens. 4 hydrogens over here equals 8 hydrogens. And I'll mark through. If I need to erase later, I will. All right, our oxygens have also changed. 2 times 4 is 8. And got 4 oxygens over here. So now you have a total of 12 oxygens. Okay, now we got to focus on this side. Again, we now have an increase of the hydrogens and the oxygens. Numbers have changed up also, very clearly. Okay, so let's focus on the hydrogens. How can we get to 8 hydrogens possible? That's going to be the least common multiple, correct? So we have 2 hydrogens here, so we can actually multiply it times 4. So we have 8 hydrogens. The oxygens have now changed. Well, we want to get to 12, so let's hope we luck up this time. All right, we have 4 times 2 is 8. And you have 4 oxygens here, so 8 plus 4 is 12. And now, we'll put some 1s down here. It's understood 1 already. If I failed to tell you that, it's understood 1 right there. But for purposes for you to understand this and get better acquainted with doing them, always just put the 1 down in the blank. But now as you see, this equation is now balanced.